Hello, everyone, and welcome to RPGeeks, where we do Dungeons and Dragons and science set in the sci-fi world of Brexagantu. So we are four science communicators who love to play D&D, and then afterwards talk about the science behind the sci-fi concepts that come up in the game. So to introduce ourselves, my name is Shamini. I am a science filmmaker, and in the game I play Tenebriel, who uses she/her pronouns. I won't say much more now because I think there'll be more of that later on. For now, I'll pass over to Simon.
Hello, I am Simon. I use he/him pronouns, and I too am a science video nerd. I have this Twitch channel, which we're broadcasting on right now, and then also my YouTube channel. And I play Uriel, who is a dwarf monk. But likewise, I think we'll save some details when we go into the adventures proper. And that leaves Emily Bates.
Hello, I'm Emily Bates. I am also a science video producer, nerd person. And in this, I use she/her pronouns. And as my character uses she/they pronouns and is called Infinite Sky 6000. And we'll leave it at that. There's just one person left to introduce. And that is our beautiful, wonderful DM who isn't going to kill us, Ali Jennings.
Right.
So wonderful. Oh, it's so glorious to be bathed in this beautiful wonderment. My name is Ali Jennings. I use he/him pronouns, and I am the GM for this campaign of Brexagantunus. And I'm also a science communicator, like everyone else in the world, ever. Roll film!
Roll the intro. Thank you, Cass, who's in the chat for this piece of art.
Welcome back to the world of Brexagantu. Now, we find our party aboard a shuttle, speeding through the air. Below them are the great northern forests beyond the crater rim at the foothills of the Mukinchi Mountains. Since this is our first time back for a while, let's start by meeting each one of the characters again. So, we go first to the shuttle's control deck. And here stands Shamini. Would you like to introduce your character again?
Yeah, so Tenebriel is just sort of standing in the door of the shuttle, looking slightly frazzled. She's a slim, what sort of traditional fantasy knowers might recognise as a drow, sort of dark elf. So she's got the pointy ears, she's got the sort of dark blue skin, white hair in bunches. Cool. Leather jacket. I've got my outfit on, for those of you who can see, and some sun goggles. Of course, in this world, there are no elves and dwarves as such, so her exact sort of genetic lineage has not been greatly discussed. What else?
And, well, tell us, what are you thinking, Tenebriel, at this exact moment?
Yeah. So Tenebriel is having a nice chat with a very nice pilot, and it's just the first sort of moment of calm in a sort of series of chaotic events that happened, which she is now realising may have got somewhat out of control.
And with that, we move down the steps, down into the gangway, into the bottom of this shuttle, and we meet our next two adventurers. Emily Bates, would you like to describe what we see?
Yes, so you see one quite tall, about 6 foot robot, who is entirely covered in these screens with stars and just a beautiful night sky whizzing around them. And this is Infinite Sky 6000, who is a terraforming druid droid. She currently, I believe her arm is currently extended into this knobbly wooden looking like club where she has sort of morphed herself to fight one of the guards of the ship. And she is currently looking maybe slightly concerned and a bit worried about what's just transpired, as there is a dead body in front of her. And one important thing for new viewers might need to know about Infinity is that she feels emotions as a robot, and it's sort of quite new to her, and she's still getting to grips with it, shall we say.
And what is the thought currently at the top of Infinity's mind?
Probably Tenebriel wouldn't like this. We should probably try and not kill people as much as we've been killing people. Tenebriel is going to be very upset with us. That's where her brain is right now. Or machine brain.
And
AI.
stood over the other side of this dead body, we meet Simon.
You meet Uriel, his fists coated in blood. One of which is organic and the other is mechanical. So Uriel is a human that is on the path to becoming increasingly mechanical, and has been modifying his body with things like a mechanical arm, but also sort of sections of plating and an internal battery, which allows him to overcharge certain bits of his body in order to strike faster or jump further, which is how we're running key points because he's a monk. And he is fresh from crunching this very large guard into the deck plate as we escaped from almost certain death.
So, just a little catch up before we jump into the action. Our party first arrived in a mining village called Vow. They were sent to investigate smuggling that was taking place in the mine just up the hill. They went down, they discovered some sort of ritual was happening very, very far beneath the earth in an old series of tunnels that hadn't been explored or even known about. They tried to interfere with this ritual. They fought some scoundrels who were attempting to do something. They failed to stop them. And a blazing wall of light swept across this huge cavern that they were in, driving them out, and they fell far, far, far down into an underground river and were swept out through the forests and eventually back to Vow. When they returned to Vow, they considered looking for the reward that they'd been promised for dealing with the smugglers. But it turns out that the explosion had pretty much destroyed the mine. And people were out for their blood. When they entered the town, they were stopped by one of the people that they'd met before, a character named Sandy. She, hearing about their adventures and seeing an artifact that they had collected from the mine, asked them to take the artifact to the base of the Red Runners in the docks in Gunka, the main city in this world. And that is what they attempted to do. They stole some information from the head of the colony. They tried to sneak away. They were immediately seen. They ran. They made it all the way to the shuttle. They leapt their way in, incredibly, without even having to fight the guards. Then the guards turned around and they did have to fight them. One of them was killed. Not in the most gruesome way that they did try and kill them, but...
Well, they.
They meaning Uriel.
Yeah.
Someone did try and kill them in an especially...
Some would say grisly, some would say efficient.
Yeah, a real
Very
statement.
cinematic. It was very cinematic. Or it would have been,
Cinematic
yeah.
way, yeah.
No moral judgments, but
You can have cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some kind of cinema.
You know, the villains in cinema, the way they might kill someone.
As this was happening, as Infinity and Uriel were dealing with this character down on the lower decks, on the upper deck, Tenebriel had run up and, using the powers that she has displayed over the human mind, she had convinced the captain to take off away from Vow, and thus taking the party away from danger for the moment. She did that by casting what in D&D terms is the Friend spell. For all of those who don't know, the issue with the Friend spell, it lasts a minute, it gives you advantage on charisma checks, which is great for a minute, at which point it fades, and whoever you just cast it on becomes aggressive towards you because they realise what just happened. On the lower deck, one of the guards is not dead. They are asleep, and sleep lasts for a minute.
It's only a minute. Oh
Is
my
it?
god.
Mm,
God, I thought it was longer than that.
mean?
Okay.
Gosh.
That is somebody who has had a child recently saying sleep only lasts a minute.
It does. It only lasts.
I'm pretty
a
sure it
minute.
lasts for like 6 to 7 hours for most people, Ali. But you know,
Ali, just a very quick technical question before we get right into it.
Mhm.
We obviously leveled up at the end of last session. What does that mean for our spell slots and anything we might have used in the time before?
Okay, what we're going to say is at the point at which you can take a break, like a 10-minute break, a short rest style break, we'll say that you will go up to the next level. But for now, you don't have access to any of those slots.
Crap. Okay.
You're gonna
I
break.
need to. I've really done it. I just need to work out which spells I had. It's fine. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be here.
It'll be fine.
no, I'm glad I didn't update
It'll
the
be
stat
fine.
blocks on the stream because it means I have a reference for what my stats used to be.
Yeah. It's just my spells. I don't know now.
But we'll just say that for
Well,
spells. In terms of
I think
hit
I
points,
used them all up anyway. I think I used them.
In terms of hit points, use your 3rd level hit points, but for spells, don't use any of your 2nd level spells, which you will
And
now
key
have.
points as well, presumably.
And all my spell slots are gone from last time as well. Anything I used last time is still gone.
Yeah, you've not had a chance to recharge.
Fine. In which case, I've got no spells left anyway, so that's fine. Great.
This is gonna be fine.
Yeah, we got a druid with no spells and a monk with no key. This is what could
Let's
possibly
go.
go wrong.
We jump into the action. I want to give you guys all 1 round before those 2 effects come to an end. The situation is...
Before sleep comes to an end, has it been a minute?
Surely we
It
should have
hasn't
10.
been a minute.
Sleep might have been a minute because I ran all the way upstairs, but
Oh.
friends only just.
Oh,
Well-
shit, you did, yeah.
You cast
Okay,
friends.
That's fine. No, then we chit chatted. It's fine.
The shuttle took off
Yeah. We've been going for
and
a while.
started speeding over the forests. So it's been at least a minute, probably up to a minute before we jump back in. So we'll have a round, and we'll take it as Tenebriel, and then Infinity, and then Uriel. So, Tenebriel. In front of you, you see a small figure. Sitting at the controls, the captain, who you have recently charmed, staring out intently through the viewing deck, the visor. Before her, the forests eaten up underneath the flight of the shuttle. You can hear underneath the engines
I do.
She's concentrated, intense on the view before her. You know you have maybe a matter of seconds before she realizes what's happened. She's... What will you do?
I am. Oh, what was that?
It's talking to us.
Excuse me?
Well, I basically we also had like Christmas to try and plan the best routes now, and now realizing I have much less time to do it in, will say to her, okay, they really wanted you to come downstairs. Do you have some sort of autopilot that you can put it on and then come with me?
She looks up from her controls. Autopilot.
Autopiloting by itself.
Sí,
Pilot
sí.
auto.
Lo tengo. Momento. She...
Who
Hit
has
the
their Spanish
buttons
GCSE?
The control panels move away from her. She stands up, and you can see she's very short. She's maybe 3.5 feet tall, but she holds herself very proudly. And you can see she's got these massive, broad epaulets. There's wings on the breast of her coat, and she seems to hold herself, yes, with pride. Sí, ¿qué quiere? Where do we go?
I'm gonna gesture her to go out the door, but I'm gonna step aside and let her pass me because I want to stay in the door. Basically, I want to close, lock the door after she leaves.
Sí,
It's
of
my
course.
anybody.
Perhaps it is a matter of safety. Yes, you wish for me to check the lower decks. Of course, I will. She walks past you, proud, through the door, and...
Do I have time to see if there is a locking mechanism on the inside or outside, or just how these doors work? Like, what are doors, Alan? What are doors work?
What door? How door?
Investigation?
Yeah.
So bad at that. That's door 12.
You can see that this door, it's a very old ship by the looks of things, and the door has one of those big wheely kind of iron wheels on the inside of it, which looks as though it might have something to do with locking.
Okay. Oh boy, in that case, this is not going to work. As she walks past, I'm gonna...
Sorry?
What did
Ali,
it say?
It said autopilot activated.
You said that without moving your lips.
That's stunning. Anyway, carry on.
As she walks past, I will just very calmly step into the room, try and push the door closed, and then I try and turn them. I don't even know which direction it turns in.
Absolutely.
Tighty lefty loosey.
It is a door. It's pushable. You can
okay,
do
it's not
that.
like super heavy.
No
Okay,
issue.
Great.
The door shuts. You twist the wheel. It seems to have locked firm.
Is there a window in the door?
Nope. It's just a solid plate door.
Oh boy. Okay.
And with that, let's go down to infinity.
Okay. Muriel, I think you need to...
I'll
Can you
take
tie up
off
the
my
other one?
belt. Fine.
Yes, thank you. Good. I would like to try and find any evidence of, like, the crawl space for the Red Runners. I want to try and find the person on the ship that we're looking for.
Excellent. So, just so you're aware,
What?
in one turn, the sleeping guard will wake.
Yeah, that's why I asked Uriel.
Right.
How fast do you think I can tie a knot?
You turn around, you look into the interior, and it's very large. There's metal, and you're hearing this voice of the computer, the ship's computer, echoing through the bowels of this large interior space. There's metal walkways. The gangways are all kind of iron mesh, and you can see that there are machines stacked and tied up to the sides of walls, but it's a lot emptier than when you came here on a very similar shuttle. It may even be the same shuttle. Roll an investigation check to search for this mark.
Okay. Starting it off well, everyone. That's an 8.
With an 8, you start looking through the different bays, divided into bays. You start searching for anything that might resemble a mark of the Red Runners, but it's slow going. So you don't find anything yet, but you do clear at least half of the shuttle, you think.
Okay, that's what I will do, and maybe try and hide a little bit, but not really. Just sort of looking, trying to get out of the way.
All right, Uriel.
He's taken the belt off once again. It happens at least once per session.
Our rope.
And gonna go over, put like a neon. Was it an older person, like an older man? That the other guard was.
Yeah.
It was a grey-haired, wiry older man, a little bit shorter, and you can see that they've got sort of grey hair coming out of their nostrils. And although they look tough, it's clear that they're not in peak physical condition.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Uriel's gonna go over, put like knee on the back, lash hands together, and sort of tie around with the rope. He's gonna look at the back of his head. And wonder and sort of be a little bit conflicted, but then just finish tying up the knot.
I really thought you were just going to kill them. I'm not going to lie. But
Uriel very much debated it.
That's growth, that is, from Uriel.
As you tie the last knot, confident that you've managed to secure this person, you hear, "Oh, ow, oh, my head, oh," and you see. So this person, are they lying on their face or are they lying on their back?
Yeah, like face down on the grill.
You see, they shift their head as far to the left as they can, looking out at the corner of their eye. Ah, so, but who are you?
Hello. Don't be alarmed. My name's Uriel. So we just needed the ship. Didn't have to have anything to do with you. Sorry, that was the computer. Yeah, sorry. I just me and my comrades here. We had to go and take the ship. Sorry about that.
Are you pirates?
No.
Is that what this is?
No. We're not pirates. We're actually kind of on the opposite side of piracy. Really, we're doing something to do with fossils.
You're fossil pirates. You're pirate archaeologists. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Are you telling me this ship has been taken over by pirate archaeologists?
Well, for one thing, the distinction between paleontology and archaeology is more around the line of developing language. So if it was fossils, it would be more likely paleontology. But no. We're not stealing them. We are trying to prevent other people from doing smuggling of fossils.
Right. Okay. As you have this start up this conversation with this tied up man, you see from the stairwell which Tenebriel just ran up, a very short figure run down and tear open the door. What is going on here? Who are you people? Are you pirates? Why are you doing this?
No, I've just gone through this once. We're trying to stop people from smuggling fossils. Sorry, I just caught this one. He's all secured, don't worry. Not in any danger.
Bernard, you know anything about this? She turns towards, she looks at the tied up fossil. Oh, look what you've done to him. Do you know how old he is? Do you know how disrespectful that is? He could be your grandfather.
Yeah, I know, not, he's a little bit old, but the other guy came off a bit worse. We tried to put him to sleep, but
Oh my God. Oh, Stephen, are you alright? She goes over and
smashed head. It's like the fucking mountain versus the viper.
She just sort of palpates it a little bit. Oh my God. You see she takes out from her hip a little hip flask, knocks it back. Oh my God. This is out of the ordinary, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's sort of out of my my typical operation as well. We're just gotta try and get back to Gunker on the ship. We had to make sure that there weren't any fossils being smuggled on the ship at the time.
I won't be totally honest with you. I don't really listen to any of that. What is totally clear to me is that you have taken control of this ship, which is now flying on autopilot in a direction specified by me before I left and was locked out of my captain's quarters, yes? So you don't know where this ship is going, because I never actually told anyone. I just took it away from Val. So, as I understand it now, we are all in an enormous flying metal space. Well, not spaceship. It's not a spaceship. We're in an enormous flying metal ship going in a direction only I know, and you, who are not pirates, have stolen it. And you have also killed one of my friends.
Well, in our defense, he did try to kill us first. It was kind of a self-defense thing, really. Nothing was, couldn't do anything else really. It was the optimal course of action. So, are you going to tell us where we're going?
she sits down on the dead body of the person who.
You don't give a shit.
She has another.
I like her.
Bernard, what do you think, Bernard? What do you think we're gonna do about this? Bernard looks up. Well, you know, for me, as long as you know, we've got plausible deniability. I mean, obviously, right? We're not in a position to do much here, but I think the insurance will cover it. I just want to, you know, I just want to get home, if that's all right. As this conversation is going on between Uriel and these two, Tenebriel, up in the flight deck, what is your plan?
I don't have a plan. The autopilot is going. I 100% assumed that the autopilot was set to go back to Gunka because that's where the shuttle came from. Didn't even question it. I am listening at the door, basically waiting to see if I can hear like the captain come back and shouting, or like maybe people fighting. Or I'm also a little bit paranoid that the captain, this is what Tenebriel is thinking, the captain is going to be like, oh, let me in, bang, bang, bang. And then they'll be like, ow, ow, oh no, I'm being beaten up. Oh, who are you? Where have you come from? Other people? And then there'll be silence for a while, and then there'll be a knock. But it'll actually just be the captain because they were faking it. That's what I was trying to deactivate it.
So what was your plan?
So,
Yeah. So you're not doing anything.
Not opening the door was the upshot of that plan. I'm locking myself in here, and I'm not letting anyone in.
make a perception check for me, if you would.
Oh god.
Anna's gonna be great, everyone. Don't worry. I've got it. Was it daytime? Is there bright sunlight? No, I'm in the shade, right? 14.
With a 14, you look out through the main viewing window. You see the forest sort of unfurling beneath you. Some of the tallest trees breaking out of this sea of leaves. You can see that you're moving quickly, and you can see that on your right, the McKinsey Mountains are becoming smaller and smaller and smaller.
Right! The mountains are on my right!
The mountains are on your right.
Okay, I don't know much, but can I know that the mountains are not supposed to be on my right?
Yeah. You should
Right?
be going the other way, right? They should be on the left.
That's the one thing that Sharmini knows. Is Tenebriel allowed to know that, or would you like me to roll her?
You
Three or-
do not know. No, you do not know
Okay,
which
okay.
direction. You don't know if there are special routes that you have to fly. That's all you see. Back down in the hold, Infinity, you're snooping through. What would you like to do now?
I'd like to keep looking for the crawl space.
Roll another investigation check.
Oh, I have good investigation. Okay, that's better. It's much better. 16.
16. Do you have dark vision?
Yes. Scanning.
You continue to look through this hole. These huge machines tied up to the walls. You see thick coatings of dust and mineral dirt along the walls and along the floor. You still don't see anything which would strike you as a crawl space. But something does happen which surprises you. At one point, an eddy in the air, a turbulence, hits the side of the ship, bung, and the lights in the hold momentarily blink off and blink on again. In that darkness, you see for a second, not less than a second, a spot of red, and you know
Yes! We were looking for the big red R. That's what we were looking for.
We need the lights off!
but you know that it's not red in the visible spectrum. And as soon as the lights come back on, it's drowned out by all the visible light.
I would like to just head that way towards it and see if I can make anything out from there. But if nothing's working, I will go back to Uriel / try and get up to the Tenebriel.
you head towards it, and what it's taking you is towards the back of the shuttle. The spot you saw was next to a heavy plated iron door, much more thickly shielded than the other doors throughout the rest of the ship. And then, by focusing in, make one more investigation check.
Come on. This one is important.
It's better again, 18.
By focusing in and blocking out all the paths of visible light, you focus in on the infrared band. And what you see is an arm, just smeared in some kind of paint at the side of the door, in the top left-hand corner.
I was just to
Good.
very briefly put in a tiny chat of opportunity very, very quickly. I was curious because normally when we talk about infrared, certainly when I think about it, it's thermal radiation. So when you were saying the lights being turned off, I was actually thinking it probably wouldn't be that would be drowning it out. It would actually be the thermal signature of everything else that would be, blocking the signal. But I just double checked, and there is actually a specific band that is the near infrared, which is only it's less than a micron kind of range, but is specifically what things like night vision goggles use, whereas thermal infrared is about 2 microns longer.
They also use near-infrared spectroscopy in some brain scanning, and it's more portable so you can put a little cap on and you can run around with FNIRs sort of monitoring your brain activity. They use it with toddlers. Made a video on it quite recently.
That's awesome.
Sorry, anyway, end of the chat of opportunity. Just wanted to put that in.
I have a chat. I have an opportunity to chat. A micron is actually a very long. It's a very large section of wavelength, because the visible wavelength is between 700 and 350, isn't it? Nanometers. So that's 0.35 of a micron. So it's actually almost 3 times as much as the space of the visible spectrum.
But as you're going up through the spectrum, generally speaking, the wavelength of infrared is of the order of a few microns. So I think infrared spans from about 750 nanometers to up to, I think it's 1,000 microns technically. So it's, but as you get further up the spectrum, then that band width gets more important.
True.
I also think the visibility would depend very much on the sensors, because the way our eyes work, they can easily the sensors in our eyes get overloaded by the signals, even if those signals aren't of the same frequency.
Yeah.
So how does Infinity's sensors work?
Anyway, sorry, just derailed the plot slightly.
Yeah,
I know.
love it.
We love a chat of opportunity.
We do.
So, Infinity, you have found this red arm at the top left of this door. Back to Uriel, stood next to the body of Bernard, you now know him to be called, tied up, who's in the middle of a conversation with the captain of this ship. Bernard, it seems very strange to me why they've locked me out, as I'm the only person who can actually pilot this ship. I mean, unless you people have some sort of degree in astronomical navigation, or indeed any kind of navigation, or you've ever, piloted one of these ships, I don't know. But the very fact that we're still going in the same direction would lead me to believe that you don't know what you're doing. Is that correct?
I cannot speak for the other operatives here, but I would be able to pilot a spacefaring craft. Atmospherics is not exactly my wheelhouse, but I believe Tenebriel is probably. God damn it! Really
Sorry, podcast listeners. We just held up Dr. Simon Clark's book on atmospherics there. Well, you were saying you didn't have anything in atmospherics.
The thing is, I said that and I didn't even realise it. I think that was subliminal wish fulfillment. Tenebriel is the one who's in charge. I'm sure, she's of the three of us, she's sort of the weakest, really. But I'm sure she's got some kind of plan going.
Which one, Tenebriel? She that woman?
She's the organic
out of my own ship?
The small one with the white hair.
Yeah, she grind my gears. It's not.
Oh, tell me about it.
Don't do that.
Oh, good grief! The number of days I've had to spend with her. You would not believe.
Trust me. Believe me, I've been on this ship a long time. You get to reading people, and someone like that, there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, just You know, Infinity's the other one is perfect. You know, so many ways, but I get her. We're on the same kind of wavelength. Tenebriel is just, as you say, just really insufficiently lubricates my gears.
You hear Bernard beneath you go, I hear that. And then...
Oh god, sorry.
Yeah, and the captain nods and starts tapping her fingers on this hip flask that she's drinking out of. And she looks at you with a slightly quizzical expression. So, I'm kinda interested. What was your plan now? Because obviously you're gonna have to have one, right?
Well, the plan was to get to Gunker, and then we've got a specific person that we want to meet with regards to the fossil smuggling. So it's important that we meet with them. I mean, quite frankly, as long as we can optimize the probability of reaching there successfully, I'm open to ideas. If you have any about how to get there, because I'm sure we could figure it out. We've proven ourselves as a conglomeration to be pretty effective, but always willing to take on specialist knowledge wherever we find it.
Okay, so you think you're going to travel to Hunker? You're going to go to Hunker now. That's your plan. You have stolen a spaceship which quite obviously is covered in track devices.
Not spaceship.
She looks over to you, Infinity, and goes, You shut up! You shut up!
What? Hello, I haven't met you yet. I didn't know I was that close to you, really, actually. I didn't realise I was part of this conversation.
It's just coming through the wall.
Look, I'll call it what I want, you know? Sometimes I like to call this ship a spaceship. If that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do. I don't see why there's a problem. You've stolen this
actually.
spaceship. And you're gonna take it straight back to Gunka. And you're just gonna assume that no one's gonna notice that you're flying in with a spaceship.
Well, no, we anticipated that we'd probably have to do some kind of modifications, change the transponder, maybe rough it up a little bit. You know, it's going to be an I/O system operating, I assume, at the airport.
You see this short person, this woman just creases up. She doubles over. And then if you hear Bernard go, oh dear, there are a bunch of chances.
Are you telling me there's an unsorted I/O operating system?
As you're asking this question, let's jump to Tenebriel. So you...
I mean, I am gonna spend like the next 10 minutes with my ear glued to this door because I don't want to miss any clues. And then I'll go look around like the rest of the cabin.
Okay. So they've been talking
So they've been chatting
for maybe 5 minutes now. You get the sense as you're listening to this door, nothing has changed. And 5 minutes with your ear pressed to a door is a long time.
It's a long time. But you know, and you're just like, well, maybe a bit more. Or maybe just... Okay, she gets bored. But she looks carefully at the door. And then...
She's like, this door is definitely dead.
I don't trust the door, okay? The door.
No pulse at all.
Okay, we're gonna reluctantly stray from the door and take a ponder at all the pretty buttons and beepy flashy lights and levers and things.
You walk over towards the control panels. To the left of you as you walk, the forest unspools before you, and just in the very, very distance, you start to get a hint of darkness creeping into the horizon. You take a look at this control panel. Roll a straight intelligence check to see if you can work out what's going on here.
You're 6.
No, it's pretty impressive how many buttons there are on this stand. And uses definitely a joystick, which is moving on its own. That looks like it might be important. And there's a number of screens and some holographic projected screens that are up in front of the chair. But you don't get a clear idea of how this all works. With that, let's go to Infinity.
I'll go over to the door. Knock, knock, knock. Can I, by the way, because earlier Emily said not a spaceship, and then you responded to Infinity. Can Infinity see the other people?
Absolutely. So.
I thought I was in a different
Yeah,
area now.
off somewhere else. So
No,
So
sorry.
I would have gone and joined in that conversation probably instead. So I'll
Let's
probably
say-
head back instead.
Let's say you come back now after that little interplay with
I'm like,
the
oh,
pilot.
cool, found the door. Here we go. Okay. Hello, I'm Infinite Sky 6000.
This
Sure
is the
you
one
are.
I get along with.
Hello.
Oh, well, I would say pleased to meet you, but
Oh, it's lovely to meet you.
well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to go find Tenebriel, Uriel. I'll be right back. And I'll run off to where I saw Tenebriel go.
You run up the stairs, bang, 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 your metal legs clanking against the metallic stairs. You reach the door, heavy iron, no window in there. There's a metal wall in front of you. You can't see what's past it. You knock.
Ding, ding, ding.
Dong, dong, dong.
Tenebriel, it's Infinity. Can I come in?
can I run over and put my ear against the door again?
Absolutely.
Can I hear that?
You can hear that. The sound of Infinity is faint, but it's there.
Okay.
Hello, Tenebriel. Are you in there?
I am here.
Excellent. Can I come in?
How do I know it is really you?
This is like one of those games. Okay. Do you remember that time I was a panther?
Oh yes, I did.
Yes. I was a rat as well. We haven't spoken about me being a rat. I was just a rat. And did you see? The skin didn't look all starry. I did it better this time.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna open
okay.
the door. That was really good. Like
Thank
I didn't
you.
know first that it was you. I just thought, oh, there was a rat there, and then suddenly it was you, and I was like, oh my gosh, you have transformed your whole self.
Exactly. Uriel's talking to the captain downstairs. They seem to be getting on very well. We should probably have a chat about you and Uriel's relationship at some point, but not right now. Do you know how to fly the plane?
No?
Shall I try?
It's okay. No, it's on autopilot.
Oh,
It's okay.
where are we going? Because the captain was very adamant that it was going somewhere that she'd set. And, well, do we know it's going to Gunka? I assumed it was going to Gunka.
I thought probably Gunka.
Right,
Oh.
same. But
Right.
now I think
There is
maybe
this-
not.
Okay, there is a hologram here.
Oh.
So that is showing something important, probably. Tenebriel gestures vaguely at the sort of complex stuff, and it's like, yes, here you can see all of the buttons.
Do you mind? Can I
Okay,
look
you
at
should-
the
yeah. You should
look
probably-
at the control panel and try and work out vaguely what
Absolutely.
might be going on?
Roll either perception or investigation.
Perception. That is a 22.
Oh, and roll as well just a flat intelligence check.
Flat
On top of that.
intelligence. Okay, great. My intelligence is good. Oh, it feels important. Which dice? Are you going to be good to me, dice? Okay, here we go. 17.
So, you sit down on this the pilot's chair, and you look out. And the first thing you notice is that actually all the screens, if you sit correctly in the chair, they align with the viewing panel. So now you're looking out with a sort of augmented vision of what's of the view out of the front. What you see is that the screens are giving you data about what you're flying through, about what's coming up, about what you can't yet see, depth, height, the kind of air, the turbidity of the air, everything in there. It also has a whopping great Wayfair mark somewhere in the distance, and the proposed autopilot route which would take you there.
Correct.
What you also realise is that you can modify this view. It's built to just help you fly the plane. So if you zoom out, you'll get basically a zoomed out view of where you could go, of the sorts of terrain that surrounds you, and even the key landmarks. It's essentially a map. And I am going to send you that map.
Maps. It's 2022 and we're getting maps.
And people
Oh,
who
you
are
theatre of
watching
the mind.
on the stream and on YouTube, am I good to show this, Ali?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh my
This
God, I'm
is
so
this
excited.
is the
Just
map.
check that it's the one that you can see.
That's the one you've just sent us on WhatsApp, and it is the one
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Simon is showing now. Yeah. Oh my goodness! I think for a second, Infinity just sort of is a little bit overwhelmed looking at the wide view of this planet that she was sent to terraform, who knows how long ago, and she's just like, "Oh, it's very beautiful, isn't it? Tenebriel, can you see this? Look."
What you
can I?
see, Tenebriel, as you look at this suddenly modified image, you see a zoomed out satellite view of the planet's surface. And the first thing that strikes you is there's a vast crater. Absolutely huge, hundreds and hundreds of miles wide, that seems to be the center of this map. And the crater is half filled with water. So there's a sea that sits in the middle of this crater, and then around the rim is a massive band of mountains.
Looks
So,
like Ulthuan.
Oh, Fuan, what's that?
Just a elf home island in Warhammer Fantasy. But it's like an Atlantis kind of thing, but it's like a similar shape. Sorry, it's just immediately what my brain thought.
Aw,
to the north of you keep looking at it as the shuttle speeds its way through the air. To the north of these mountains, the rim of the crater, what you now realise must be the crater rim that people keep talking about. You see that there's an area of dense forest to the north, and then north of that, the white peaks of mountains, which are the Mukinchi Mountains. As you come around to the west around the top of the crater rim, so if you don't enter the crater, go around the top to the west, between the Mukinchi Mountains and the crater rim, the forests form a valley. And in the valley, you can see that there are two towns marked: Switchback Run and Naristhan Falls. Going further south, around the edge of the rim, as though you were walking along the edge of a circle, coming down to about 9 o'clock, you see a town marked Lansdowne Port. You see servo motors as they pull this image to and fro, and as the ship just sways slightly, taking it ever slightly to starboard. Gunka sits on the coast of the sea inside the crater. In the very center of the crater is an island, and the city San Cargas marked on it. And then at the very south of the crater, where it seems to open out into a much larger body of water, you see a city called Shelving Sounds. Your route is taking you from Val, at the very bottom of the Mukinchi Mountains, towards the nearest settlement, which is Switchback Run.
Oh. Tenebriel, we're going the wrong way.
Well, am I right in thinking that Switchback Run is where Thingamy said to go or were going? Have we heard of that before? Am I imagining things?
Oh.
Where was
roll a history check.
there was somewhere that the tree people said that they were going, or said to we might like to go. There was some history. Did you
Maybe
say?
that's where they were going.
14.
14. You feel pretty confident that you've not heard of Switchback Run before.
Tenebriel, we're not going to Gunka.
Oh dear.
I-
Dear.
Should I try and change it?
Yes, we would like to go to Gunga, please.
Right. Okay. I would like to try and override the autopilot and like try and plug myself in, basically.
Oh my gosh.
With the existing perception and intelligence check, before you do that,
Don't.
there's one more thing that you feel like you have access to. A zoomed in map of this area, which I will send to you now. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the same level of detail. It doesn't look like it's actually a satellite map. Instead, what this looks like is it's like an echo sounding map. So it's giving you contours, it's giving you landmarks, and it's giving you hydrological features. So you're seeing mountains, rivers, and the valley of which you're a part of.
Okay. Yes.
And this is the valley map.
Cove is what I was thinking of. They kept going on about the cove.
Yes, I remember that.
Labashakni?
What? Why did you say the leopard shack?
It's only Labushakni if it comes from the Labushakni again too.
I thought
So,
I have no end to that joke.
Infinity,
Did we do?
you know that you've been traveling now for about 10 minutes. You have access to the stats, if you like, of the ship. Right?
Correct.
So you can pull up what the ship can do, the speed that it can go at, all the kind of the technicalities of it. You would know now, as you
Can't do a hard turn.
You feel like you probably could do a hard turn if you wanted. How the ship would take it, you're not sure.
Yeah, sure.
But you know that you have fuel for 500 miles of travel. So 500 miles of travel with the wings deployed.
Ooh.
250 miles of travel in thrust mode. That's no wings.
Okay.
You know that so you don't know exactly how that works. You just know that those are your options.
Okay, so probably not enough to get us all the way to Gunka.
Not enough what?
I don't think we have enough fuel.
Not enough fuel?
No, they clearly didn't, refill before we stole this ship. So,
no.
very rude of them, really.
We are going to get into so much trouble, Infinity. We've just stolen the whole ship. We were just going to sneak and then...
We were going to just sneak aboard, weren't we? And then instead,
But they saw us, so we
just
couldn't
taken
sneak.
it.
And now they're going to be so mad because before we were just like, oops, bye, we have to go now. But now it's like, we stole their things.
Are we the bad guys?
No, I did not take anything. It's fine because I did not steal anything from Reeve's safe. So I think she will look at that and say, oh,
Right.
they are not bad guys, or they would have stolen things. So, I think we are still very much...
You did take the logs, though.
Okay, well, yeah, but that...
No, I want you to have done
No,
that.
no, I
because that's
did-
what we had to do.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was...
I found the door with the red R on.
Did you?
And I just came up here instead.
Is it too
Oh,
late for us to hide now?
I think we might be past the hiding
Okay.
point now, really.
Okay.
But maybe we go see Uriel and let this just it's flying, it's fine, it's
Okay.
doing wonderful. And we go find out what we think we should do. The
Okay.
captain seems very nice.
Really? They were nice when I spoke to them.
Well,
but
I will say,
got in their brain.
I don't think they liked you very much. So maybe
What?
just, hang back. I think they were mad at you for some reason.
But
I don't
why?
understand why. I don't know. It's like Uriel's weird thing about you being all fleshy.
I am quite fleshy.
Yes.
Yes.
I like it.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Like fleshy things. Anyway. Sorry. Let's go find Uriel.
All right.
Infinity, before you leave,
Oh, okay.
you notice one more thing. So I'm assuming you're not trying to take control of the ship.
Not now, no.
Okay. You do notice one more thing. You see that there's a connection point for something marked network access. I'll leave it. We'll just leave.
Yeah.
We'll leave Tenebriel and Infinity there for a second, and we'll come back down to Uriel. Still conversing with your sort of captives, but it's not really 100% sure what.
I'm not sure which way around it is, to be quite honest.
Now you see that Bernard and the captain are basically just talking to each other. Oh, so how long do you think it's going to take? I don't know, I mean, sometimes they come very quick, sometimes, they take a little while. I guess it sort of depends on the kind of mission that you were on when the ship went down, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I was once on a ship.
When you're saying they're going to come... Sorry, I feel like you've been talking for a few minutes and I just let you talk. Whose day are you talking about here?
The captain and Bernard share a long look. You want to take this, or... I mean, you've been with your company longer than I have. I mean, you probably know more about it. Well, it's not... All right, I'll take it. No. You do realise that a ship of whatever capacity is the commodity, right?
Sorry, it's just Fred Dibner. Sorry, go on.
I don't know who this Fred Dibner is, but would you like to... Is this... It's an acquaintance. Maybe it's a private joke. I understand that, and that's your prerogative. So, ships are in need, right? And obviously, we go beyond the rim, so we're in bandit country out here. Now, they're only going to send a couple of people to guard the ship when it's supposed to be moored in a safe space. But you managed to get through, and for that, I give you your credit. It's not an easy thing to do, but you couldn't loosen the one just round my back, could you? It's very painful for me. Oh, very well. So he just tries to shift into a slightly different position. Oh, look, I don't want to get distracted here, but my back, it's not something I get to talk about on the job, but it's absolutely catastrophic.
Well, I mean, if you were to replace it with some kind of synthetic alloy, I'm sure it wouldn't give you as much problem. Ships are commodities, and there's parity checking or something.
That's very interesting. My cousin, he also had a synthetic back replacement, and he claims that the entire thing works at least 50 to 60% better, he would say. And then you see,
if you replace any body part, you're probably going to see an improvement. It's just not going to deteriorate over time. Anyway, sorry, the ship. You send people out to check on the ships.
Right, yes, of course, the ship. So I've been aboard a couple of ships which were taken by outfits who I would say were perhaps slightly more adept than you folk are. And, normally they'll send out, a couple of, company mercenaries to come and deal with it, right? Maybe a ship a bit like this one, a bit faster probably. But sometimes I've been aboard one where they actually sent out, they called for the brothers, they called for the, I couldn't believe it, they called for the brothers. It was some sort of high status gig where they were getting some kind of mineral. Like, oh, you saw the brothers in action. That's unbelievable, I can never believe that they will leave Gunka for anything. No, it was amazing. And they come in and they're just like wildfire. They just took the whole ship. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Is that a name that I recognise?
The brothers.
Yeah.
Roll me a... No, you would recognise this. The brothers are the security force, the police basically for Gunka. They're not secret, they're well known. The brothers police and keep the peace in Gunka.
Is that their tagline? We police and keep the peace.
It's actually the line of a song, a rap song, that was actually commissioned by the brothers to raise their profile within the slums of Gunka.
And it had a really cringe music video. Like, very clearly lip-synced.
It did. And it had a hologram of Will Smith as well, rapping in front of it, but clean rap. or what they imagined Will Smith to look like, because obviously it's so far in the future.
Will Smith has become a deity at this point. Like, you get warlocks dedicating themselves to Will Smith.
Will Smith, yeah.
They call themselves Fresh Princes. Like...
Canon.
You will meet a Fresh Prince.
Amazing.
Love it.
So yeah, so to talk about the brothers, take it. Oh, okay, right. So yeah, you got to, protect the assets. I could understand that. And well, so they come in, clear out the ship, and then they what? Take you back to Gunka or something, or take you back to Val? Where did they go?
Oh well, I guess it depends. I mean, the ones I saw, I think they just killed them.
No, I mean the ship. Where does the ship go?
Oh, the ship. Oh, they just take it back to the port in Gunka.
Right, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh dear. Hopefully we avoid that then, that'd be awful.
You want to avoid that. It's actually quite exciting for me. I've never seen this happen, so, I'm enjoying this. And she takes another sip of her hip flask.
Just seeing the little cogs turning in Uriel's little semi-mechanical brain. It's great.
Tenebris and Infinity.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
We should go.
Coming
We'll
back,
go
yeah.
down. Yes.
Okay,
Hello, Uriel.
Hey, just found out, by the way, the ship is going to be going back to Gunka eventually.
Well, it's going to switch
Not
back
now.
around at the moment.
We are going wrong direction.
Oh no, but they just told me eventually people are going to come on board and then they're going to take it back to Gunka.
Right. Who are these people?
The brothers. I think
They sound friendly.
I think they said they were going to kill the people that took over the ship first, but the ship is going to go back to Gunka.
Oh,
That's us.
they're going to try and kill you.
Well, not me specifically. I mean, all the people that took over the ship. So kind of,
Yes, that's me, you, and Tenebris.
When you put it like that, it doesn't actually make quite.
Did you not realise?
Well, the ship was going to get back to Gunka, and that was the objective was to get the ship back to Gunka, wasn't it?
Well, no, it was to get us to Gunka, really, more than the ship.
Now that you mention it, that does
Yes.
actually.
And if we're dead, that does kind of negate the point.
Okay.
Maybe we should not, tell all of our important plans about how we have to go to Gunka in front of the nice captain who seems great. Hi.
The captain
Sorry about
shoots
that
you
earlier.
a really filthy look.
That's not very nice.
You gotta be careful starting sentences like that, Ali. Like last time.
Shoots you.
Captain shoots
filthy
you.
look.
She shuffles around the side of the body, so now her back is to you. She's basically sitting on his head now.
God, those two were close, weren't they?
She did not like him. Right, well, so, does anyone know anything about this place we're going to?
We should not go. We should turn around and go in the other direction. As far
We
as
can't go back to Val.
No. How far have we been going? But I was thinking we should go towards Gunka and then, not that we're going to Gunka, and then.
I think they know now, Tenebris.
They might know now. Yeah. Okay. But we can pretend. Pretend somewhere else. Okay. Like.
Yes.
Oh, I have to get to.
Yes.
I don't know the names of any other places on this planet.
Oh, I've seen some of them. We could be going to Lansdowne Port.
We must go. Okay. If we change the plan, so we have to go to Lansdowne Port.
Well, then we'd be going the right direction
Yeah,
now,
that's-
actually. So
yeah.
that. Okay, Yen Yen. How about Yen Yen?
Okay, we'll go to Yang Yen. But the important thing is, if we turn the ship right round now, about the time that we run out of fuel, will we have just about got back to Val, which would be bad, or will we be halfway to Gunka, which would be good?
Do I think that, Ali, that if we turned it around, we'd be probably about Val when we ran out?
So, you didn't check this before. Well, no, sorry, that's not true. With the rolls that you made originally, you would know that the wings of the shuttle have been deployed. So you're traveling at 250 miles an hour.
So we're not in thrust mode. What's that?
You're not in thrust mode.
Yeah. Which means we've got more fuel.
Yeah, so you do have more fuel. So you could make it back to Val at the speed that you've been traveling for the time you've been traveling.
I don't want to go to Val.
We want to get past Val.
We land right in front of the same angry mob.
Just let him back again.
I think we should be able to make it to Yen Yen if my calculations are correct.
Okay.
But hang on, we're having this conversation right in front of these two people.
But quietly.
Oh, are we? Yes. Hello. Sorry. Yes. Are you going to try and kill us?
Me personally, no, of course not.
Great.
I have no desire to do that. In fact, this is a fun experience for me.
Fabulous.
Can I just grab
Could you keep us
two?
alive?
That's
We'd
not
like
up to
to
me.
not die.
I cannot promise you that. You see, what will happen is someone will take over the ship. There will be a fight. Obviously, I will hide behind something, and when the fight is over, I will be alright, and you will probably be dead.
Right. Well, I don't want that to happen. I don't want my friends to die. So, is there a way we can make that not happen?
Can I grab you two? I've had an idea. Can we do a side quorum?
That's the idea.
Just like go around the corner with these two.
So we should just leave because, the captain could just go back in the control room and...
Well, I was imagining we'd go up towards...
Oh, yeah, good idea. Let's go up there. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Do you want to see the map of Braxigantu?
Let's go back up.
Can I show you,
Yes,
Uriel?
please.
Okay.
We're going to go up, see this again for people who are not watching. If you're people who are listening to the podcast, I assume we'll put this map up on the website.
I was thinking we should put it on the website somewhere. Can we have a maps page?
Yeah, I think that's easy enough, isn't it? But yes, there are maps. Yeah. We are just you've got a verbal description, but people on the stream and on YouTube will see this.
Uriel, you enter the cockpit, and you actually, for a moment, you get just a frisson of excitement that you are staring from the viewpoint of the ship itself flying through the air. And then you reach the control panel and you see what Infinity and Tenebriel have seen. This map of the place that you're going, the waypoints that you're headed, and the various different kind of controls that you have that you could potentially use to try and steer the ship.
Alright, well this all checks out. I know we haven't spoken about this, but seeing as he's from Martinsbane, this is very much comfortable territory for Uriel. Like, not atmospherics, he's used to doing this in orbit, but...
You're used to making this kind of stuff. Flying it is a completely different matter.
Yeah, it knows how it works. We could see the waypoint, right? Like we could see.
Yes, you can. As soon as you sit in the chair, you can see all the waypoint, and you can see all the augmented vision that Infinity saw.
Right. Okay. So looks like we're going to be landing at Switchback Run.
Yes.
Okay, right. So look and make sure that can we shut the door?
Yes, I know how to do this.
Should we shut the door?
Well, it's just I don't want him to hear. So.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
So, what I'm thinking is, the ship is eventually going to go back to Gunka. The minor inconveniences we've got to die first.
That's not minor, Uriel.
But what if we land the ship at Switchback Run, and then we make them think that we've just gone on a runner. They think that no point trying. But then we sneak back on the ship and we get into the crawl space.
I found the door with the R for the red runners on it.
Perfect. I knew you could do it. You're amazing, Infinity. Anyway.
Thank you.
Tenebriel, you were here.
Tenebriel, you did very well.
So, what if we then went into the crawl space, which presumably they know nothing about because it's a top secret crawl space, and then we wait for them to fly the ship back to Gunka? They just think that we've done a runner.
I do like that.
Do you think maybe if we ask them how to escape from the ship, maybe there is a small escaping shuttle or parachutes or something? We don't even have to go back to Switchback Run. We say, how do we get out? And then we, push the parachute out of the ship, whee, and then we just hide straight away. We don't even have to land. We don't have to pretend to leave and come back. We just, you know, pretend we jumped.
Minimises some uncertainty. I could see that working.
We
I
can
like
try.
This plan. Let us
I like
ask
this
them
plan.
So,
how we escape.
initial plan is we make them think that we jumped off with the ship, escape pod,
Yes.
whatever. If that fails, then land the ship, pretend we've done a runner, sneak back on.
Yeah.
Go into. Do you know how to get into the crawl space?
Oh, there's a big door.
But did you actually know how to get in? Because
No.
We should make sure that they are somewhere else while we open the big door in case it is loud and big.
Maybe we should put them in here. And
maybe if we started a fire as a
can guard
distraction.
I don't think we should be doing things like that anymore. It didn't work very well.
Well, you never let me do it last time.
Well, I did.
There was like a fake fire and everyone was running about.
The problem was the fire
shouting.
was fake.
I think
I
the
don't
problem
think it was,
that
actually.
They were all very angry, and then they were like, "What is going on?" And then we were going.
I think
on.
you were actually the problem, Uriel, if we think about it, because they did chase you.
Well, they chased the group, and you know.
I was a rat.
You were. Hang on. Did we see that she was a rat?
Yes.
Did the characters both see?
Yeah. I was on your shoulder.
Initially,
Oh, yes, of
she
course
just
you were.
turned up, and we were like, "What is this rat?" And then we figured it out.
I did
You
my
saw
script
that she
flicker.
was a rat. You just couldn't understand what she was trying to tell you.
I'm not getting into that
yeah!
again because I'm still mad at you for that. We're not getting into it.
Nobody mention.
Right.
Pointy dogs.
We
Poker
don't
noses.
talk about rat points.
So let's go back and we'll ask them. If, they think that that we're going to be desperate. So I think it makes sense to ask about parachutes or that computer keeps talking. Or escape pods. Infinity, I think you maybe you ask because they don't like Tenebriel and
They seem to like you quite well.
I mean, yeah, I can ask. I'm just not the most kind of people person. You seem to enjoy people, talking to
I
people
do.
more than me. You might have better
I'm just-
luck,
I don't. Well, yes. Okay, I can try.
You just anything that I try and do, I think you could probably do better, to be honest.
Oh no, I'm sure that's not true.
Well, let's find out later. We'll worry about that after we get off the ship.
Okay. I'll go down.
Well, presumably we all,
We'll open the door.
come with.
Oh God.
I hope
Go
they
back
haven't run away while we.
You go back downstairs.
How are we going to find them in this whole ship? Was their ship? We don't know it. Like,
Well, true.
You come back downstairs and you find that the bottom deck of the ship is empty, apart from the body of Stephen.
We should have seen that coming, really, shouldn't we?
well, at least they're not in the cockpit.
Well, we know that's one place they are
We should
not.
stay.
Someone
the
should
cock-
guard the door.
I would like to stay here anyway. There's something I'd like to try.
Okay, so you go and
Your rope is lying on the floor.
Oh, sweet, free belt.
Your
Right.
clothes back on your.
Right, well, I guess we've just got to find him and ask him a question then.
Yes. Okay.
Right, so,
I'm going to stay here, but you two go.
right,
You'll guard the. Is that the only way up to the cockpit, Ali?
You saw no other door leading in.
You guard Infinity, guard well.
Yes. I'll lock it.
maybe we should stick together, Tenebriel, in case they, one of them was a guard. They might be able to get the drop on you. I'm sure I'd be fine, but we'll try and all
Okay.
stick together.
Okay, thanks, Uriel.
So looking around, you see you're standing in the main gangway. To your right is a massive equipment bay with various bits of machinery lashed to the walls. To your left is another equipment bay, a bit smaller, and then behind it the passenger bay that you remember travelling to Vow in the first place. At the far end is a sheet iron wall with a single door in it.
Let's go there.
Best place to start as any.
You walk up to the door, and you can see that there's no locking mechanism or anything. It's just the same style of door that led into the cockpit.
Push it open.
It doesn't budge.
Do you think they locked it?
Hey, just gonna knock on it. Like, hey, Are you in there, Bernard? And I didn't get your name, Captain. Sorry.
Go away!
Okay, good. Oh, they're in there.
That's good. That's good. Ask them how we get off the ship.
Yeah, so, we just had a quick question. So, we thought about what you said about people coming to kill us, and, you know, we'd actually quite like to avoid that in retrospect. So, is there like an escape pod, or have you got parachutes on this? Some kind of safety contingency that we can use to get off, and then we're out of your hair, and, you know, no harm done.
Wait a second. Are you suggesting you're just gonna leave the ship? You're just gonna leave the ship?
Yeah, I mean, you made a pretty
They'll be
convincing
here.
case that the brothers are going to come and kill her. We hadn't really thought of that, to be honest. Yeah, just not really worth it, is it?
No.
Okay. Give me 1 second. And you hear ding, 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 ding. And then you hear make a perception check, Uriel and Tenebriel.
Oh, not so sweet. That is a 10. That's a 10.
Oh, it's like a 5 or something.
You listen at the door. You can just hear the tones of the captain's voice, but you can't really make out much else. And then you hear bang, 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 bang. Okay, so you are going to leave the ship, and we are going to stay here, and then all the gravy. Yes, you think that will solve this issue that you are now part of?
Well,
I have some news
yeah.
for you. There are no parachutes aboard this ship. There is no way to exit the ship except by throwing yourself out and assuming that you're not going to die, which I don't want to prejudge that decision for you, but it seemed like a bad choice. So, you know, the ball is kind of in your court here.
Okay. But thank you for the information. I'll let you get back to it. Sorry, I mean, to talk to the others, and yeah. Thank you.
No, thank you.
So polite. I love polite Uriel.
Presumably, then they shut the door, right?
Door's
The
shut the whole
door's shut the
time.
whole
They were
time.
yelling
Oh, sorry,
at
I thought
you
they
through
were
a big
opening
metal
it.
door.
Just like motion to. Well, that didn't work, did it?
No.
Maybe they were lying. People do that. People are awful.
No, they seem really nice, probably. Apart from one of them doesn't like me for some reason. Hey, Uriel,
Yeah.
do you want to have a relationship with me?
I interpersonal relationships, not really my specialty. Look, we come a long way together. Getting from Val to here, and we've been through some stuff, and I can see that you've got some really useful abilities, and respect of the way that you do things. It's just it's not you personally, okay? Look, it's the organic.
I don't know
nature.
any of this is what you are saying. What are you saying?
Look, it's not the fact. It's not you specifically, Tenebriel. It's the fact that
What is not? What is not who? No, because I thought. Do we have to discuss relationship? Or no? It's good.
No. We get along just fine. It's just you're all fleshy, and it's not what I'm about,
You're not, but you don't want to, get married and all that.
Oh, you mean a
No, like-
romantic relationship? Oh, I
Is that not-
see.
Is that not
No,
relationship. You have relationship. Is that not what you say?
no, not really part of the operating plan. It's again, it's definitely not you. It's definitely me. It's just not what I am looking for, basically.
But no, basically,
No,
right?
no,
It's
absolutely
good.
not. Sorry.
Okay, because I thought you didn't want that, and then I was like a little bit like,
But
oh
you
no,
gotta
what
check
if
these
you were
things.
like,
Yeah.
going to propose or something like engagement like, here, please, will you be my,
Wait,
lawfully partner?
Did you want a relationship?
No.
Oh, okay, good. We're good then. That's.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like, that is a relief. Okay.
This is optimal. That's
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Whew.
So
Infinity, roll a perception.
I'm gonna need a moment. My God, that was excellent. Perception plus. Sorry, I haven't got my character sheet on the right bit. 16.
You hear a voice coming from the cockpit, an automated voice.
Oh, no.
Shuttle, incoming. Collision course.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Is there anything coming up on the screens?
So you go back and check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So roll another perception check or an investigation.
17.
17. So with a 17, you see that on the very edge of your display, so just cresting over the edge of the crater rim, you see a blip moving towards the direction of the shuttle, seemingly on a collision course. Looking at it for a couple of seconds, you can see that the speed of this blip is far higher than the speed that you are currently going.
Oh no. I think at this point Infinity has a little bit of a flashback to a long time ago when she was traveling through space and like having to dodge things to collide and with other Infinite Sky 6000 robots, some of which did get taken out of the air by like debris and things.
Oh my God.
And I think Infinity just sort of stops for a minute and like screens like dim, clouds go over, and she just kind of sits there. And I don't think she does anything for a little while, and then she kind of snaps out of it and thinks, okay, we need to move. And I'm going to try and take it off autopilot and pilot the ship and move it. Does it look like it's aiming for us, or is it just on a path with us?
It is essentially, it's plotted a collision course with your vessel.
It's trying to. I can probably assume it's something that's going to come and intercept us. Okay, fine. In which case, I will just get up and I will go and try and find Uriel and Tenebriel and just sort of open the door.
Uriel and Tenebriel, what are you talking about as
Before
this is
things
happening?
kick off, can I just have a quick break? Sorry, I know this is an inconvenient time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Let's
no
take a
problem.
moment.
I do need.
This is my pause card.
We'll be back in just 2 minutes, people at home, and we'll see you. And you can go anywhere. We're not
Just
cops.
go somewhere.
Go somewhere if you want. Okay, right, back in 2.
Go to the loo.
Awesome. So, Infinity, you're trying to pilot the ship. Is that right?
No, I'm going to go try and find Uriel and Tenebriel
Of course.
now. I'm just gonna.
Uriel-
I'm not gonna. Is it upstairs and then through a door? I'm just gonna kind of come out onto the stairs, so I'm still like by the door, and just sort of see if I can see them.
You can see them. They're all the way down at the other end of the gangway. They seem to be involved in some kind of intense conversation.
Oh, good.
Uriel and Tenebriel, where are you at in that conversation?
It's just that what I'm looking for is more of a kind of synthesis between.
I don't want to interrupt anyone, but we have a problem. I think we need to hide.
More problems?
Yes, big problem. There's something coming to intercept the ship, so I think we should hide. What?
Or do we? Wait.
I don't think we have much choice.
Okay, but we told the people that we were going to jump out of the ship.
Well, actually, no, they offered.
Or
that
we
as
could
an
do that
option.
too.
No, we're not really going to do that.
I know. I was just saying it out loud so that they might think. Anyway, I'm running towards them.
Where are we? Oh no! Okay.
Dang.
Yeah.
Can I show them where the door was that I saw with the R? Or was that the door that they were
The same
behind?
door. It is the same door.
Oh shit.
It's the same door.
Oh, well, that's where the R.
Oh, no.
That's where the R is. Oh, is that? Should we go
No,
through here?
it's-
Wait, the R that Infinity saw was on a door, just a normal door.
There is only one door in that back
Yeah.
wall, and you
Yeah.
are all standing in front of it.
And there was an R on it. That's where it was.
In the
Yeah.
top left corner, right corner.
Left corner.
I'll put my hand. It's here. You can't see it right now, but there's an R there.
I thought that it was secret door, not like
Maybe-
just door.
What's the captain's name? Did we ever find out? What if the captain's one of the Red Runners?
Oh no.
Excuse me, what's your name? I don't know, they're in there. Why am I doing that? No.
They're in there.
Oh, excuse me, what's your name?
It's. You want to know my name? Roll a persuasion
Yes.
check.
Oh, fuckity fuck. Oh, it's a good roll though. What's my persuasion? -1, 14.
You can call me Captain Espinosa.
That's a lovely name. Okay, I don't think that's not. Was it Rita Leone we were looking for? I think. She
What we're
whispers.
looking for is in Conker anyway.
Something like that. Okay, right. Well, should we try and hide somewhere else? Because the ship is about to be taken over.
That cannot be the secret hiding place because it is not secret because
It's just
maybe
a door.
Let's
they're
through
in
that door. Maybe we should go through the door. Maybe it's beyond the door. Is there anything above the door that looks like
Or
we can
like
maybe pop it open, or
around.
like a little
I'm gonna-
button we
yeah,
could press for
like
a secret doorway?
feeling
Or space?
knocking around the corner.
Make it- Everyone make an investigation check.
I don't
Yeah.
remember if they actually gave us
Desperately.
specific information about this.
It was crawl space. Look for the red R, and we found a big red
we
R.
found- yeah, but it's not a crawl space. It's just on a door.
Oh, yeah. Did you say investigation? 22.
12.
Crikey.
Ooh, and I got a. That's not going to be any better than that. No, sorry, it's 13.
Tenebris and Uriel, you're kind of scraping around in the dirt, looking above the door. You're looking around. You're sort of tapping on the iron wall to see if there's any sort of loose bits. It's clearly a massive, thick iron wall. It's not happening. Infinity, you look down. You look through the grating of the floor, and you feel a draft coming up from through your feet.
That's nice.
As you look down in there, you can see underneath the grating there's some sort of vent in the wall below the door, and also
Oh, I
below the
think
side
it's-
grating.
I think it's down here.
Keep your voice down.
Okay, we should jump out the plane now.
Yeah, I'll go and get the door,
Okay,
and I'm going to go over.
I'm
and-
gonna try and lift the grating up.
You can
Okay.
use your magic powers to fly. It is fine. We will not die.
Okay, thank you. Nice knowing you.
We will not die. We will see you again with our powers, not mine.
Goodbye, Captain Espinosa. Goodbye, Bernard.
Yeah, very well. Goodbye.
I like you.
Yeah, the feeling is not mutual. Goodbye.
It's okay, Tenebris. I liked you.
You
I'm just thinking, how high are we flying?
from where you were looking before, the trees here are huge. This entire forest, they're giant. You know, you've climbed up one already. But you're not in the stratosphere or where planes would normally fly. You are keeping quite low, so you're beneath the top of the Mukinshi Mountains, beneath their peaks, and also beneath the crater rim itself. So you're maybe 1,000 feet
Okay.
above the tree line.
So if I were to open the door, it's not going to be colossal pressure difference. It's just going to suck everybody out.
We're going really fast though.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but they got to think that we've jumped out. They're not going to.
We've got to put. Yeah, I was thinking we should
Alright, I
push.
see, I
We should
see.
drop
Okay,
something.
yeah,
But
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe if I
I'm gonna try and get the grate off the floor.
I'm going to tie my belt around myself for once, and then attach it to something.
Infinity, roll a strength check. Anyone else can help if you want.
Yeah, sure, I'll help.
Okay, make an advantage then, Infinity.
15.
15. You pull the grate off the floor. You now have access to the space below.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
Tenebris, you should go first.
what can I see?
What you see down there, the space is very dark, but it looks like it's just leading to the actual bottom of the ship, so the iron curve of the bottom of this teardrop-shaped shuttle. What you're looking at in the wall is about a meter down beneath the door. There is a grate in the wall which looks as though but you can see through it, and it looks as though it might be able to be removed.
Okay,
And you could stand on the bottom, on the sort of the hull of the ship, and be able to reach that grate.
Okay, I will sort of sit on the edge and then lower myself, clamber down, and investigate this extra grating and see if there's somewhere else to go.
You look through it and you see beyond it. Well, the first thing that happens is you get close to it and you hear. The sound of the engines and the blast furnaces which are driving the jets on the back of this shuttle. It's much warmer. You feel a blast of heat through the grating, which makes you think that perhaps this is a place to air the heat inside of that room in there. And you think this could well be the engine room.
Oh no. Do I think, with my, from what we've been told, that this gap between these two gratings is itself the crawl space that we're supposed to be hiding in, and that if we go through the second grating, we'll be out, but in another room, so back in the ship, basically.
You've not seen the red
It's not-
arms.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It's not like an obvious crawl space where you would hide and expect not to be hidden. You're just underneath a wireless grating. And
Right,
someone
yeah,
could
okay,
see
great,
you
yes,
if they
okay,
looked down.
okay. In that case, I'm going to try and move the second grating.
Roll a strength check. Or roll an investigation check before you do that.
Cool. Oh, okay, I will hold on to that. Strength check. So investigation is a natural 20 for a 19.
Hey!
Let's go for a 19. Love it.
You can see that this grating is old, much like the rest of the ship. It is screwable in, but the screws seem to have rusted in, and in fact the whole grating itself is pretty rusted. It looks as though there's some sort of chemical steam, which has been corroding this metal, and you can see fault cracks running through it, and you think that if you were to target these cracks, you might be able to shatter the grate with less strength than you would need to actually just punch your way through it, like some sort of machine.
Okay. I will give it a sort of half-hearted little tap, but I rolled an 8. And I'm not really, I'm just like...
It starts to bend, little parts of it chip off and shatter.
Uriel!
I'm midway through tying my rope around myself.
Okay, Infinity.
Yeah?
There's someone with either screwdrivers or strong arms.
I am not strong, really, but I just wanted to make sure Uriel was okay before he jumps out the ship.
Hang on, I'm gonna crawl as far as the rope takes me. It's not quite far enough, so it's like, get down on the...
It's 50 foot of rope.
It's tangled around something. Oh yeah, true. All this time. The
He's just
fastening.
crawling on the floor.
Is it a hexagonal fastening?
I don't know if we have time. I think if you just hit it, it'll break.
Okay, Uriel, if you're fine, I'll just jump down and give it a go.
Yeah, you do that. I'll
Okay.
just I'm just gonna open the door.
Boom! The whole ship reverberates. Something has landed on the top of it. And
Oh.
Do not have time.
the vibrations
Not have time
run
for
through
this.
the ship.
Okay, I'm jumping down and I'm trying to tear the grate off.
How close is the panel for the door?
You mean the panel which Tenebriel is trying to open?
No, it's in the panel to open, like the
An exterior
exterior door.
I mean, it's about 100. Well, it's about 50 meters away, so you could run and hit
Shit.
it.
Oh, fuck
It's
it.
a
Yeah,
big gangway. It's a big ship.
just gonna run.
this
my
is
God.
this is the big red button that when we came up the ramp.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Infinity, roll a strength check
do
to
it,
see if
do
you
it.
can get your way through. As Uriel, you're
God.
legging it towards this button.
14.
14. You grab hold of the wire mesh, swing yourself up, and smash your way through the grate, and you follow through and land. Bang! Roll a stealth check for me.
You land.
Oh,
Bang!
oh no,
Roll
no,
a
no, no, no.
Bang. Natural fucking 20. It's the first time my big dice has ever rolled a natural 20, and I'm really proud of it. Well done, big
Learn
dice.
well, big dice. Land on the floor like a cat. A steel cat. You look up and you see feet above you in the iron mesh. You hear, what was that? You hear something? And then another
Can
one.
I shift my screens to be like the grey metal of the floor so that it's not bright starlight beneath them?
With a natural 20 stealth, you absolutely can, yes.
Because that's my wood elf thing. That's the reason I took the wood elf thing, is because they have the try and hide even when they're not fully covered.
Amazing.
You flatten yourself against the floor of the ship. The screens take on the dull metallic texture and shape and colour of there, and you feel yourself completely hidden, and you look up and see movement. 3 sets of feet above you.
3?
Oh my god.
3 feet?
I hate all of this.
3 sets of feet, so I guess 6
Yeah, oh, sorry, 6 feet, yeah. Unless there was a spider up there too. But, yeah.
While this is happening, Uriel, you reach the button of the door,
Yeah.
the hanger.
Slam it.
Oh god.
Immediately
Still tied on,
take
right?
off in the. Yeah, I'm tied. I'm having.
You're
I'm
tied.
tied in. Slam it. Immediately run in the other direction.
The hangar door slowly starts to open.
This is so bad.
Oh my god.
As you're rushing back down the gangway, you hear above your head. And you see sparks start to rain down on the gangway in front of you.
Time
Oh,
to go.
damn it!
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Tenebriel, what are you doing?
I am gonna wait until I can see whether Uriel is gonna make it back to the grating before I carry on and get out of the way.
Yeah, he is going to make it.
Yeah, okay.
There are sparks flying now. You look out, and what you're
Yeah.
seeing in front of you, in front of you, first you see the daylight enter through the crack in the increasing size of the crack where the gangway is lowering, and it's casting this bright, harsh glare over the inside of the ship. The lights, which seemed bright, the phosphorescent lights, suddenly seem dim in this new environment. While this is happening, down from the ceiling are railing these phosphorescent sparks, orange and white hot, like this kind of boiling rain falling down. Uriel is just legging it through this tableau that you can see, and above, from where the sparks are coming from, you see the white hot line of a circle being cut through the roof of the ship.
I'm pegging it, but on the way to the crawl space, like unhitch the rope to what he was attached to.
Sure.
Keep it up.
Good.
Like it. Drop
I'm-
down.
I'm
You reach
following.
Tenebriel.
I'm following Infinity quietly.
On the floor, like,
Okay. Are you following her, Uriel?
Yep. Straight in.
Okay, everybody roll a stealth check. Well, you two roll a stealth check. Infinity, you are just pressed against the side like a paving stone.
Let's make that nat 20 really just mean nothing now.
yeah.
14.
Okay, it's not bad.
Ha! 19.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Hold your communal breath.
Quick question: did we put the grate back up
Yeah,
at
we
the top?
No.
I imagine we would have landed.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say that, Uriel, when you landed, you pulled the
Right.
grate back over.
Right.
It would make sense for you to do that. Although you can't put the grate that you smashed through back together. That's
That's
gone.
fine. We've accepted that.
Pressed against the floor of this ship, you immediately sense the cold, the icy cold of the metal beneath your hands. And then you hear above you, Well, it looks like they're here now, isn't it? And another voice go, oh yeah, it's about time too, eh? And then junk, junk, as the door opens and 3 sets of feet walk out. And we'll leave it there. But
My God!
Gosh.
My God!
Oh my gosh.
My God! Wow. Decompress.
That's what we were doing to the hanger.
Can we?
oh,
I think that ended as well as it could have done.
Really did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
suddenly my
Music.
anxiety
Can't be
Sorry.
calm until the music stops. I cannot. It's not possible.
Oh,
Oh, great.
thank you, Ali. That
Yeah,
was
great
wonderful.
job, Ali.
My
oh,
God.
so good, guys.
That was excellent drama, terror, action. I love it.
Kind of
I
had a
love
bit of
it.
everything, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would just Tenebriel. Oh my God.
No, not becoming a thing. Not becoming a thing.
Tenebriel.
sorry.
Didn't
Will
see
they,
it
won't they,
coming,
will they,
but
won't
I
they?
love it. I'm here for it. Oh my God. I love. Anyway.
So, right, we are not going to have a break now because we had a little break earlier. We do have some brief announcements before we get on
Yes.
next part of the show, which is of course the DnDebrief, and it's going to be filled with exciting science. But we're going to have a brief catch up in the meantime of some things that are coming up for 2022. It's a new year, new us, new RPGeeks, big plans, ambitions,
New us.
some of which will hopefully come to fruition. So Simon, take it away.
So I teased earlier at the sort of the weekly schedule of what we do here on RPGeeks. So we stream every Wednesday evening, apart from when we don't. And what we are proposing is that going forwards, we're going to keep doing weekly Wednesday streams, but the first Wednesday of the month, we're going to do something a little different. Now, that's not going to be the same every time. Sometimes it's going to be a one-shot. Sometimes it's going to be inviting somebody as a guest as part of our campaign. And sometimes it might be something completely different, such as in the past we played Gartic Phone. We are all very keen as well to try and play Phasmophobia because it's the scientific method with ghosts.
You say keen. Yes! I'm terrified.
Oh, so keen.
But basically, the first Wednesday of every month, we are going to do something a little different. It may not actually be that different, but it gives us a scope to just do something, a little out of the ordinary, and hopefully give you a chance to see us in a different game, perhaps, or working in a different environment, such as in a one-shot. But it should be a chance to
we
mix it
enjoyed Honey Heist too much. We were like, we need to do more
That
random
was so
one-shots and,
Yeah.
that was
silly
more like-
games.
When you said flashback to Infinity Go Through, I was just immediately like, move 1 point into
Oh
criminal.
yeah, I didn't even think of that. Move 1 point from bear to criminal, from robot to criminal, robot to pirate.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you pirates? Are we pirates? Oh no, we're pirates
I think I'm going to
now.
call the episode "Pirate Archaeologists."
Oh, nice.
That was one of my
I
favorite
like that.
bits.
I like
yeah.
that very much.
Yeah.
I like that she was instantly corrected. I thought that was...
Couldn't help myself. I'm
Fine,
sorry, that was
yeah.
not character knowledge.
Excellent. Love that. So we now move into the D&Debrief part of the show. So if you're new to the RPGeeks, hi. This is the bit of the show. Aside from the little, we had a great chat of opportunity today. That was just a little taster of the funky science that we are now going to discuss. So we generally pick a sort of main topic each week. That it's going to be something that's come up in the game or in the universe or something that one of us has done. But before we get into our main topic this week, is there anything that came up today that could either be quickly discussed now or that could be a topic for a future D&D brief? Any science that anyone's spotted?
I noticed it coming up in the chat when the map came up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The look of the map and what that might be, and I like that idea, but I also feel like maybe we should leave that for a little bit because I feel like that might have some
Ali has
potential plot
plans,
implications.
Although I would say that, sort of completely aside from the story, it reminds me a lot of the Chicxulub crater in Mexico, right? Which is
Death of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's where the meteor landed. Is it a meteorite if it hits Earth, right? And it's a meteor if it just.
Well, a meteor is anything that falls from the sky. It's the same root
Yeah.
as the word meteorology.
Meteorite has to
What's a
hit.
meteorite?
Is that right? I know meteorite is the thing you find. Meteorite is the physical thing that you
the
pick
thing
up.
that's left over.
So it would still be a meteor that hit. But it's the meteor. If you found a bit of it, it would be the meteorite.
I'm not sure what the distinction is between meteor and asteroid.
I knew that. No, I knew that.
I
I think it's an asteroid until it comes into the atmosphere.
That would make
the minute
sense.
it's through the atmosphere, I think it's a meteor.
God, if you go on NASA's website, they have a very helpful description, which is asteroids are smaller than a planet, but are larger than a pebble.
Thank God.
What do you call a space-bound pebble then? Does it have a name?
A spebble.
Spebble. My name is Spebble.
Can I just point out that I've just googled it and I was exactly right, by the way.
nice.
Asteroids are always found in space. Once it enters an atmosphere, it becomes a meteor, and then a meteorite
what's
after it
left
hits
over.
the
But
ground.
if anybody's not Googled the Chicxulub Crater, you should Google it, because basically it takes up. It's not like all of Mexico, but it is basically. It's like on the Yucatan Peninsula, and it just cuts into like just a great big chunk of it, and disappears underwater as well. It's amazing.
We
And
could
it
do an
has this
episode on
big
meteors because it would also fit in with Don't Look Up, which I watched over Christmas.
Oh, I haven't watched it
Yeah.
yet.
I still haven't. I
which
know it's going to
is-
depress me.
I
It's
very
that's
much enjoyed.
literally the reason I haven't watched it. It's
Bit
because
much,
it's going to make me
but-
sad, isn't it? Yeah. Okay,
Sort of
great.
strangely,
That's
I
one
found it
option.
strangely sort of hopeful. Weirdly,
Yeah. You should also go and look up, for the importance of science, the TikTok video of God talking to the angel and saying, I told you to make the dinosaurs
Meteor. Meteor.
meteor.
No, meteor. It is a masterpiece of filmmaking because it just gets closer and her eyes just well up with tears. She's doing it. It's beautiful. Meteor.
Look that up.
Meteor. I love it.
Yeah, great, and yeah, thanks chat for some great chat about what that crater in the map could be.
Meteor.
I suspect we'll find out. Anything else that happened today?
I think I made a mistake. I think I said that planes fly in the stratosphere.
They
and
do.
I think
Commercial
I'm
jets
wrong.
fly in the lower stratosphere.
Oh.
Because that's only on longer hauls. Because basically it's more fuel efficient because you've got less air resistance, but also you have way less turbulence.
Is there somewhere I could go to find this out?
Funnily enough, Ali, you could go to the. I was actually just
They're
checking.
holding up the book again.
I was just
goodness.
checking my own book for a reference because of the whole meteorology thing was originally coined by Aristotle, but I couldn't remember the distinction because basically the distinction between astro and meteor was because Aristotle divided kind of the universe above the surface of the Earth into a celestial plane and a terrestrial sphere. And so if something took place in the terrestrial sphere, it was meteorology. If it took in the celestial sphere, it was astronomy.
Is that why meteorology is weather stuff, whereas
It means, I think it's from the Greek, it's the
is-
study of the sky, I believe. A study of phenomena in the
Amazing.
sky. But it comes because he wrote a text called Meteorologica, and then Descartes wrote La Météorologie as an essay, which is where we get the name of the field from in the modern sense. More of all that
Descartes,
and
it's all over
more in Firmament.
You just gave away the
Simon
plot,
Gluck.
Simon. Jesus.
I forgot just how much, it's quite, there's a lot in here, because I think, I've given away half of this book, and then I'll open a page and be like, I haven't talked about any of this.
How many pages long is it? Let me have a look.
Given away half this book.
Including all of the index and everything, it's 236 pages.
Check out
Pure
That's pretty
knowledge.
good value, if you ask me.
check out Dr. Simon Clark's Twitter at Simon Oxford for more information about his new book.
Hooray!
Other
Anything else?
We could do opening plane doors. What happens when you open
Yeah.
plane / ship
Do you
doors
actually get
at high
sucked out,
speeds, high altitudes?
I could
What's
talk
going
about
on
that
there?
in a future one. Yeah.
I
Simon's
actually
all
spent
over
quite
that.
a lot of time looking up the flight speed of commercial aircraft
Oh.
to see if it would even make any sense. And I fear that this shuttle actually goes extremely slowly. But can I ask? Maybe I could ask Dr. Simon Clark. I don't know. But if you fly your shuttle with wings out at a low altitude, does that mean that you're going to go slower because there's more air resistance?
But you're also getting more lift. I have to admit, aeronautics.
But if you're getting more-
is not.
getting
Wouldn't
more-
it depend on the surface area of the ship more than the wings, maybe, at that point?
Yeah.
But if you're getting more lift, then you could actually run the engines at less power, so you wouldn't have to go as fast, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Right, okay, great.
You would
It
experience
works.
more drag. I think isn't a typical speed like 500 kilometers an hour?
Apparently it's like 600.
Oh,
Up in
okay.
the, like a 777, it's like 650.
What, kilometers an hour?
Yeah, it's really fast.
Seems really quick, but I'm also kind of right, seeing as you're on it. Like,
Planes are really fast and really bad for the environment.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They do two things very well. They burn
Go
up
really
the mile
quick.
and the miles and the atmosphere. I did have a thought. That was it. Whilst we were talking about the doors, just the universality of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
No.
yeah.
And I was like, is
Even
that
on Braxigantu.
because humans are on average right-handed, and so that's your dominant hand?
I'm left-handed.
So you go down with the
Does
right
that
hand.
make more sense? I don't know.
Oh, I see.
Actually, no, that doesn't, because if you imagine like grabbing something and turning it, if you do it with your right hand, it feels right. Whereas if you turn it with your left
But you
hand, you feel
wanna
like you're kind of
tighten
turning
it.
in.
I suppose it's the question of which operation is more important. as
Look,
well.
life is hard for us.
Yeah,
left-handed
exactly.
folk.
Because-
You
so-
want
You
to
know,
open
the
it,
world is
close
built
it.
against us.
So funnily enough, I did I'm in the process of sort of researching for a video. I've been reading I finished today the top 100 most cited papers of all time. Nature did like a
Really?
thing about it, and one of the papers in the top most 100 cited of all time is about handedness, like degrees to which people are right or left-handed.
Is that
Wow.
because it gets
I know-
cited because it's the one source for a really basic stat about handedness?
yeah,
and
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 that's-
also, it comes
That's it.
Surely
into
that's
it comes into
amazing.
brain imaging as well a lot because
Hmm.
so
Yes,
left-handed
you're
people
totally
are slightly
right.
more likely to have their language center in the other side of their brain, so they tend to do all MRI studies and things on people who are right-handed because it's more likely
just
that the brain is
exclude all the
a regular
left-handed
It's a massive,
structure.
like 10%
Yeah.
issue, isn't it? And is it?
Yep.
Am I right in thinking that actually it's not just like some things are shifted over? Basically, the whole brain is in right-handed people, it's really lateralized, and then in left-handed people, it's basically just a bit of a mix.
So I think still in general, so right-handed people, it's really, really common. Most people have their language center in the left hemisphere, whereas in left-handed people, it's still more common to have it in your left hemisphere. I think it's like 75% of left-handed people have it in their left hemisphere, but there's 25% who either have it in their right hemisphere or bilaterally, which can mess up fMRI studies basically, because they're not sort of paying attention. Whereas right-handed people, don't quote me on this, I think it's something like 95% or something of right-handed people have their language center in the left hemisphere. So it's just very like uniform.
It's interesting. I mean, there was a paper on it wasn't on neurophysiology that did make me think of this group, which was like, if you're ever examining a level of a particular enzyme, it's by Ellman et al., 1961. If any neuroscientists here recognize that one, it's
Say it again.
Was it Ellman et al., 1961? A new and rapid colorimetric determination of acetylcholinesterase activity.
Oh, bollocks off. No one cares
Acetylcholinesterase,
about
yeah.
acetylcholinesterase. Yeah, it's muscles. That's in the 60s where everybody was like, muscles are amazing. We've got to find out about muscles. So they couldn't do brains. And then as soon as they were like, hey, we can do brains now, they were like, fuck muscles. No one gives a shit. You know, there's a whole like series of like
bias here.
like the bedrock of neuroscience is built on the neuromuscular junction, and which is where you find acetylcholinesterase, because acetylcholine is the neurotransmitter which does that thing. And so everybody built it on that, and then they were like, oh shit, the brain works a bit differently.
So it turns out the brain is not the most important muscle in the body.
It's not a muscle.
Wait, hang on a second. Let me decode that. What?
That's the thing. Is the biggest muscle you exercise is between your ears and stuff like that. Like
Are we
Yeah,
talking
your
about?
tongue.
Are we talking about sexy stuff? Is that what this is?
what?
God.
Mean to do that.
What happened?
I didn't even mean to make it dirty, but somehow I did. I apologize.
Bonk that
It's gone
woman.
terribly. Right, quick. We better talk about.
Okay, no, I'm doing the D&D brief this
before
week.
it gets too late.
I'm ready.
Quick.
I'm ready. I'll do a quick 15 minutes on everyone's favorite celestial navigation.
My favorite Civ tech.
Would you like a background music for this?
I would love a background music. So we're going to do like Infinite Sky 6000's Guide to Celestial Navigation.
In character.
No, we're not doing
I've
it.
forgotten when this came up
Hello.
now. It was so long ago. Like,
It came up. It's a bit of a wishy-washy how it came up. It's sort of when I was trying to work out where we are in the planet. When we first got there, I looked at the stars in the sky and tried to work out A, if I was on Braxigantu, and B, how much time had passed by the like movements of the stars. And so basically I just thought, I mean, all of that is possible. I don't know how to do very complicated celestial mechanics of a planet that isn't real. Spoilers. So I just thought I'd do like a little basic celestial navigation, and how if you were ever stuck somewhere with no phone signal, no nothing, you might be able to work out where you were using the
Is
stars.
this also going to be able to explain to me the plot of Moana?
I immediately thought of Moana.
I don't.
Because the Polynesians...
The plot of Moana.
Well, not the
Yeah,
plot.
they would have used stars to guide them, for sure.
So famously, and I feel like Moana is somewhat based on this, the ancients, I believe it was Polynesians or, people in that part of the world, built small boats, were miles away from anything, and set out and were able to get to the precise next island, and had just this amazingly precise navigation, which was all celestial. And I cannot get my brain around how looking at the stars would ever help you with that level of detail.
Let me try. I mean, I don't know that level of detail, but I can give everyone the basics.
I know North Star points north.
I've got a good question for you.
Go on.
So hundreds of years ago, this is how people would have traveled the globe, and sailors they used the stars, and now you've got GPS and stuff, but that can go wrong. So this is how we're going to fix it. So yes, Shamini, you are correct. You can use the North Star to find north. How do you find the North Star in the sky?
Oh, you go to the plow. I
think Simon had his
saucepan.
Simon had his hand up first.
You go.
Start.
You go to Ursa Major, or the saucepan, or the plow, whatever you call it.
Saucepan.
Yeah, okay, I'll come back to that in a second. Yes.
And then basically there's a pair of stars on one edge of the bear's body that you follow, and you go up to a relatively empty patch of sky, and there is a star that is...
It's like the bit opposite the saucepan handle, right?
Yeah, so if you imagine you're holding the saucepan and you tip the saucepan, the bit where the water would have come out, those two stars make the side, that points up to Polaris, which is our North Star. Now,
you know that feeling that you get, that feeling you get when you're a school child and you were sure you had the right answer, and so they choose someone else, you're really fucked off, and then you hear that you had the wrong answer, and you're like, I actually feel pretty good with that.
I'm really glad they didn't pick me. Now, fun fact, Polaris is part of the Little Dipper. So the plow or the Big Dipper.
Baby saucepan.
So
minor.
Polaris is the end of the handle of the Little Dipper. So Big Dipper points to Little Dipper. And so that is Polaris. Now, fun fact about the Big Dipper, or the plow, or it's not a constellation.
What?
This blew my mind.
Constellation.
The constellations are set areas of the sky that have been decided on. There are only 88 of them. And
what?
Now, what the Big Dipper is, it's part of Ursa Major, which is a constellation. But Ursa Major is way bigger than just that bit that everyone knows.
What?
And so what the Big Dipper is an asterism, which is I've written it down, I've lost my note on it, but basically it's an asterism, I think it's called. And it's just these ones that people recognize in the sky, the same with the Southern Cross in the Southern Hemisphere. It's part of a bigger constellation. But they're that's the constellation. But so the Big Dipper, or the plow, whatever you want to call it, not a constellation.
Which is why it looks nothing like a
It's
bear.
an asterism.
Because it's not the
all
constellation.
of them don't look like.
With Orion is the exception. Orion does look like
Orion
a dude holding a
looks-
bow.
Orion with his belt. Orion will
with a
come up
really
later
chunky belt.
in my.
Okay.
Am I
So
right in saying that, by the way, that it's so the whole thing with the Big Dipper is that it points to Polaris, and it is pure chance that there just happens to be a star,
In the right place.
at exactly the right place for navigation.
It is
Exactly
just
north.
under, almost exactly. It's why if you see anyone who does a long time lapse of the sky, Polaris is the dot in the center which everything spins around. And it's because that literally, Polaris is, even if you looked out at the sky now, obviously this is Northern Hemisphere, sorry if there's any Southern Hemisphere people watching.
Enjoy your
the North
summer.
Star, have fun in the warm right now.
Animals.
Polaris is always in the same point in the sky, even in the daytime, right? It's just us spinning around, our rotation, making the other stars move around. So Polaris is always there. Even right now, Polaris is out there. Even in the daytime, it'll be out
So
there.
if you were to draw a line from the North Pole directly upwards from the surface of the Earth, you'd hit the North Star.
Yeah, if you
You'd
stand on the
eventually
North Pole and you look directly above your head, that's the North Star. That's Polaris.
Amazing.
Now there's a whole load of stuff. I'm going to come back to Polaris later because there's even more cooler points. I just thought I'd tell you, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, how you can find south using the Southern Cross. But now I've lost it. Oh God, where's it gone? Oh no, I had to write this one out because I didn't know it. Wait.
There must be a star for every planet that sits at that exact point on the axis. of the spinning axis of the planet.
But it's
No,
in Polaris'
not
case,
necessarily
it
a bright
happens to be a
one.
bright star. Yeah,
On
exactly.
Yes.
a bright
Really
one on
lucky.
its own, like
Yeah,
you know
but
what? I'm going to come back to Polaris now because this is my favorite bit anyway. Polaris isn't always going to be our North Star. The North Star. So basically, so everyone thinks of the Earth. The Earth spins, goes around the sun. It's also tilted. That's how we get the seasons. But then that tilt is doing this.
Precession, baby!
Precession.
Axial
Now, I've got
precession, isn't it?
Oh,
Axial precession.
very, very, very.
Now I've got a
slowly.
cool way of demonstrating it. Everyone take a pencil or a pen and hold it out in front of you.
Okay.
So, and you grab it in your fist. Yeah, really good. Well done, children.
You've got tiny fists, Emily.
So this is
or
the
like
cool,
a massive
I've got really
pencil.
little hands.
Rouge.
And no jokes. Everyone stop. And
Simon's huge
so if you
meaty
imagine
buds.
this is the pole. This is the pole that runs.
That's an
through the
anxiety
Earth,
I didn't
right?
know I needed.
So if you imagine you're stirring a pot, that's it going around the sun.
Can we all make macaroni noises?
If you imagine you could twist your fist, that's the rotation, but we can't do that. So, but if you like twist the pencil, that's the.
You dropped the pencil, Charlie!
Oh, I could do it with my
Planets.
Oh, that...
I could do it with my
Or if
fingers.
you're very skilled like Simon, you can do that.
Unravel the Earth.
And then if you tilt your fist to 45, well, not 45 degrees. but to a little
23.5
bit.
degrees.
23.5, thank you very much. And then if you start like just sort of doing like, imagine you're drawing a circle with the bottom of your pencil without moving anything but your fist.
Oh, my brain!
Ah, this
Make,
is an am-
you'll make the
this is an
pencil like
amazing-
make a circle.
My brain!
Yeah.
I feel like I'm
And
doing reps.
So this isn't
Doesn't
anything
that
to do with the
mean-
rotation. It's
Yeah.
and what happens is once every 26,000 years,
Yeah.
our axis does a full
Yeah.
rotation of that. It draws one circle basically.
So the North Star will be the North Star again in 26,000 years, but in
Correct.
13,000 years, how far off will it be?
Well, very good question. It will be a star called Vega in 13,000 years.
No way!
Have I heard of that
Which
one?
is in a
Mm.
it's in a different constellation, which
Oh,
I didn't
I've heard
write
of
down.
So
let me
we
just-
oscillate between Vega and the North Star. So there's like a sine wave which takes
You know
us.
what?
and like a bit, well, it's got
I
to be
don't know if we
a bit
always
off as
oscillate
well,
between those because I don't know whether like the movement of the sun through space and things would actually.
eventually.
change that as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, the
And-
movement of the sun through space.
Well, yeah,
that's
but all
a
those
That's
stars
a
are
whole
local
like
stars
thing.
to us, so they're probably moving at approximately the same
Oh, that's
velocity.
true,
I
yeah.
never
so-
fucking think about that.
So maybe we do, but basically the point is, the North Star for us, Polaris, will always be the North Star. It's never going to change. But like, there's all this thing. So like in, like when Jesus was born, the North Star probably wasn't Polaris. It was probably
What?
like this other star.
What?
And I say when Jesus.
Jesus,
Was born.
what did you
Jesus.
do?
So maybe the like Christmas star might be this whole other star. And I didn't write any of that down. Sorry, so I can't remember the exact details. But look it up. It's really interesting.
Now, putting my tinfoil hat on, does that
yeah,
lead
go
to
for it.
like some kind of conclusion about how, human civilization sort of erupted over the course of a few thousand years? Does that coincide with when navigation was easy using celestial markers? So that there happened to be a star that aligned with North.
I don't.
And is that the case in the northern hemisphere and not in the southern hemisphere, which is why expansion was more rapid in the northern hemisphere rather than the southern hemisphere?
I have no
That is a
idea.
stretch.
That is some real
It's Jared
tinfoil. I
Diamond
love it.
stretch right there.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
not
reach.
convinced,
I like
Si,
it.
but maybe. I wanted to read you a brilliant headline from when a certain newspaper found out about the fact
Jesus'
that our
birth.
North Star would train. No, the fact our North Star would change. Okay, wobble trouble. Our North Star will be replaced by a blue sun named Vega because
Is this a
Earth
Daily
is
Mail article?
too wobbly. It's not the Daily Mail.
It's not.
No, it's a more
way.
aptly named one, the sun. Yeah, so our North Star will be replaced by a blue sun named Vega because Earth is too wobbly. And I just thought that was really amusing that they were like, how fucking dare
I love the blue hatred here. A
sun. I
blue
know.
star.
We
I
like
mean, that
blue
might be how
passports, but we
how I
don't
read it. Like you could also read it wobble trouble. Our North Star will be replaced by a blue sun named Vega
Don't
because Earth is
drive
too wobbly.
traffic to the
But you know
sun.
that's
Nobody
boring.
go to the sun, please.
No,
We
no,
don't-
I've read it
we
out
don't
for you.
buy
You
the
don't
sun.
need to go.
We know
Nobody
this
goes
now.
to the sun.
One last cool thing about procession, because I realised we're already at 9:25.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone remembers. A couple of years back, there was this whole drama in astrology that a
YouTube
new
drama.
star sign had
No.
been found,
No.
and there was this whole
What?
called Ophiuchus or something was this new star sign, and basically that's
What's
because
a new
of
star
precession.
sign?
So
What is a star sign?
a star sign in astrology is like in the month or the certain 30 days or something you were born. So I'm a
Yeah.
Gemini,
Yeah.
or at least
What?
I was a Gemini.
Does anybody know why? Like, what does that?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is it like when you're born? There's a
I see. Sorry, so
constellation above you, or what?
It's the constellation the sun is passing through when you're born. So the sun goes through the sky every year, and it's which of the 12 constellations the sun was in when you were born.
You mean the sun traces a path through different parts of the sky, and it hits different bits of constellations as it goes? That's a bit.
It's Briggs Myers personality types for fucking boomers.
It's all it's all crazy, right? However, there was this whole drama because NASA were like, "Hey, guess what? There's a new star sign now."
What?
Because of precession and the way the Earth is pointed. So star signs were first originated, they think, in around 400 BC. So that's like 2,400 years ago. And now the Earth has moved a little bit in its pointing. So like it's done a tenth of its circle almost. And now they're like, oh yeah, no, it now goes through this other constellation called Ophiuchus. So there's 13 star signs. And it means that everyone's star signs aren't what they think they are. So like I was always a Gemini growing up. I'm actually technically a Taurus with these new things. And it just proves that it's all
fucking
bollocks. But it's really interesting. And I just thought it was really. In fact, what are people's birthdays, and what do they think their star sign is?
I know mine.
Aquarius.
When's your birthday?
28th Jan. A couple weeks.
Yeah, no, sorry, you're actually a Capricorn.
Oh, is that cooler?
Fuck, I'm a Capricorn.
I think that's cooler. I want to
means
be a
you
Capricorn.
eat all sorts of shit and you're pretty
We're
random.
goats
I think.
now.
You're a goat now. Yeah,
I was
Really
right.
and cute and horny.
Oh, sorry,
Capricorn.
I was quite
Cute and
because I
horny.
was right on the border of Libra and Scorpio because I was the 22nd of October. So I imagine.
Oh yeah, so now you're actually a Virgo. Yep. Because do you know what? Scorpio
You're
now
lots
is
of
only
Virgo.
7 days of a year. November
Oh,
23rd to
no.
November 29th. You only have
Scorpio
7 days
is the
to
most
be a
like
Scorpio.
metal
What a
of star
nice-
signs.
Yeah, that's a nice niche thing to. Hey, and how does that relate to your character?
What do Virgos?
Star
what do
signs.
Virgos-
Star sign is
Infinity
infinity.
is- Do you mean
can
us
tell
as
from
people?
Infinity's personality.
No, I meant like how do the stars? How does all this star stuff relate to what your character is, and what is it important to her, and like all that?
You are
kind of
talking about
thing?
Infinity and not my star sign, as
Oh.
Emily. So I was about to be like, it's
not
all
your
bollocks, Ali, it's
personality, your character.
But seriously,
Not that character,
right?
The other character.
Yeah, so with Infinity can use. Infinity has this incredible knowledge of the stars. That's like her bread and butter, it's literally mapped on her body. And so, I mean, I haven't really tapped into it too much, but in theory, she would be able to look at the night sky, see where the stars have shifted to and from, and work out how much time has passed because of the change in the night sky and how the different stars have moved. And I just thought that was really interesting. And she will, I'm sure, have an excellent map of, that star is right on north, so therefore I can go this way. Or if I go the other way, that's east, for example. So it's look, I did a little bit of a cheeky one. It's not true. It's DnDebrief from what Infinity uses, but
It's as much science as
No,
gets
it's-
a lot of media coverage these days.
exactly.
Hey, I thought that I didn't know any of that stuff.
Oh no, I meant the astrology.
See, I
yeah,
thought you
the
guys were
stuff
gonna know
before that
all
is
of-
obviously.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know the astrology stuff, actually. I'm just like, wow, that's so
Yeah, I
exciting.
didn't have no idea
I was always
about
like,
that.
it's just a made-up thing. And I'm like, oh, but it's also like ancient historical...
All
yeah,
things are
cool.
made up.
One last thing that I thought was really cool while I was researching this with Polaris and the North Star is because you can work out your latitude by looking at finding the North Star. So if you put your fist out horizontally, there's a lot of activities for everyone to try at home. Put your
Fist-based
fist out
activity.
Lot of fist-based,
horizontally,
yeah.
and then every fist you put up is 10 degrees. So
Oh,
when you hit the North Star, that's
Yeah.
your latitude roughly.
That's
And it's
so
interesting because
cool.
everyone's got the same rough proportions.
That's amazing.
So, like
So
everyone,
cool.
you should end up at 9 fists when you're pointing directly up.
That's so cool.
But you do like
Everyone-
a full Macarena, like on the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
So you should be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and
my
like
God.
it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I mean, that approximately.
It's
checks
interesting,
out.
right?
And what...
Yeah.
what and wait, how many degrees is a fist?
10.
10. And then does that map directly onto latitude? Like,
Yeah. So if you're on the North Pole, obviously it'd be
Yeah.
directly above your head. If
Okay.
you were in the UK, I think we're 40 something. So
yeah,
if you
about
find the North Star and go out, if you're in the UK,
Yeah.
You should be about 4 fists up from the horizon, basically.
That was brilliant.
That's so cool. I'm gonna
4
try that.
fists above the horizon and on till dawn.
We'll get there, sir.
So there you go. That's my very quick.
That was
There's a few
amazing.
more, but I think that's
addendum
a good place to call
to
it.
that, seeing as we've talked about books, this is a book recommendation. That's not me. That's not me. Because you can
Thank you this time, Simon. Wow.
you can determine
Good.
your latitude quite easily using the stars, but your longitude is far, far more difficult. You cannot do it using
I
stars.
did
That's
write
'cause you're
something
bloody
about it, and I was
spinning,
like,
aren't
oh
you?
no, it's so weird. Yeah.
So
You have to like track the stars from
Well-
like where you started, and you have to know the longitude of where you started,
Yeah.
and
Because
then
you're
work
spinning,
out how much
right?
they've moved. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, because the first, I think it was the first astronomer royal was a guy called Neville Maskelyne, who was a right dickhead, seemingly, and he was like determined that he could do it via astronomy, and the problem was eventually solved by a guy called John Harrison, who basically developed a clock that was accurate enough that you could take it on ships and actually track how long you've been going for.
An
There was a
astrolabe.
competition, right?
Not an
This was the
astro-
one-
not an astro- Yes, it was a
this is-
competition.
there was a royal competition, and this was the competition about the clock, or was the competition like you have to be able to determine latitude? Is there a book
I
called
think
Latitude?
yes, there's a
that's all
book
about that.
called It's Longitude by
Longitude,
Darvis Sabel.
that's the one. That one. The opposite one.
which is quite
what I
a
said.
short little book, but it's really interesting. But yes, yeah, it was the I think the prize specifically may have actually been determining clock on a ship, but the objective was
Yeah.
longitude. But they're amazing. They're actually on display at the Royal Observatory in Greenwich. The original little
How
gold
did
things.
he get the clock way more accurately than previously?
I hoped you wouldn't ask me that.
Sorry.
Well, because up
I knew
until
this
that
at one point.
all clocks
With gears,
I think,
Chamonix.
were pendulum based, right?
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
the
yeah,
period of
that's
oscillation.
why.
But on a ship, you can't.
Oh
do
no.
it.
It's just some dude doing that the entire time.
I can't actually.
Way more
I
accurate.
think it was basically like to do with the controlling the use of the release of energy from a spring in discretized chunks.
Ooh, that's baller!
But it's really,
That's all
really
the little
interesting
springs.
book. It's a Longitude by Darvis Sabel.
Fuck,
really
watches!
interesting.
We should do one about watches.
Horology.
yeah. I really don't understand watches. I would love it if someone would do that.
These
That
are
would be
electric
awesome.
crystals.
Yeah, I don't understand it at all. So yeah,
There's
I would like to know.
There's a great Steve Mould video about how digital watches work and why quartz crystals are used in them. But everyone should go
Yes.
watch it. If you search for
Please
Steve
do
Mould
that.
quartz watch, I think you'll find it.
Amazing.
So I'm just
Well.
excited.
I think that brings us to the end, lads and ladettes.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Stunned silence.
Thank
all
you.
round.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
whew, oh, just so much science, so much adventure. Thank you all, everyone, so much for watching, listening, being in chat, supporting us in general. If you have joined us recently over the new year after a new chapter, give us a shout out in the comments or on social media or whatever, and let us know that you've joined.
Greetings.
And tell your friends about us.
Hell
So,
yeah.
tell people you think they like the
Nerdiest
show.
friends.
Why not?
If you have some science friends and you think they might not yet know the joys of D&D, tell them. And if you have
Tell
some
them the bit about the watches. Just do it.
about the bit about the watches.
Teach them how to find the North Star, and then say, "Right, now come watch D&D show with
Yeah,
me."
do a lot of things with fists. And then, yeah, it's great. Follow us on social media if you fancy. We're at RPGeeks DnD, pretty much everywhere: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We've got a website, rpgeeks.co.uk. We've got youtube.com/rpgeeksdnd. We've got like this sort of pod.link page where it has all the pod bits, because there's different. I don't even know how podcasts
Go to the
work.
website. It's
Why do
all
you
on
have
the
to go
It's
to
on
website.
one
all
place and
good
then you go to another
podcasting
place
apps,
and then-
and some new ones this year. Ooh.
And some bad ones.
Oh really? New ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know,
there was
that's
just a new
exciting.
one, and I applied for it, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll
Lovely.
take your podcast." Very exciting.
Lovely. Podcastastic. And we stream every Wednesday. Join us live on twitch.tv/Dr. Simon Clark if you fancy, or catch up by your favourite means afterwards. And we will hope to see you next time with the RP Geeks. Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.
Ah!